This is lesson 10, while loops. In the last lesson, we repeated code a fixed number of times using a for loop. In this lesson, we'll repeat code until something changes. This is how programs wait, retry, and respond to users. So let's have a look at the do it now based on last lesson. Question 1, true or false? A for loop repeats a set number of times. Question 2. An index can track positions in a loop. Question number 3. Lists always start counting from 1. Question number 4. Loops can update variables. And question number 5. Programs cannot control repetition. Get your answers ready, we'll go through them shortly. Okay, let's go through the answers. Question number 1 is true. Question number 2 is true. Question number 3 is false. Question number 4 is true. Question number 5 is false. While loops give us even more control over repetition or iteration. Let's have a look at the objectives. So, objective number 1. Hopefully by the end of this session you'll understand how while loops work. You'll compare while loops to for loops and avoid infinite loops. But what on earth is a while loop? A while loop repeats code while the condition is true. Python checks the condition first. If it's true, the indented block runs. If it's false, the loop stops. Let's take a look at how a while loop works. The condition is checked before every loop. Something inside the loop must change the condition, otherwise the loop will never end, hence an infinite loop. Let's have a look at some examples. Before we start, make sure you open up Create with Code and then try and type this out as accurately as you can. Here we have a practice example called Countdown. Make sure once you've entered it into Create with Code, you pause and predict what will happen. On line number 1, we've got count equals 5. Line number 3, iteration begins while count is greater than 0. Well, currently that condition is true. It prints out count and then takes count and takes 1 off it. This loop continues until the condition above is false, and it will print go. Why not change the count to a higher value? Predict what's going to happen. Enter this into Create with Code, and then we can move on to practice example number 2. Practice example number 2, limited attempts. Type this into Create with Code. Pause and predict before you run the program. While loops are perfect for retries and limits. This is used everywhere in login systems. Why not change the numbers and predict the output? How could you incorporate this into a login system? Have a think. Make sure you've entered this into Create with Code as accurately as you can before moving on. Okay, practice example number 3, input controlled loops. Enter this into Create with Code, pause and predict the output. We've got answer equals a blank string. On line number 3, iteration begins while answer does not equal yes. We have answer equals input. Type yes to continue. And then on line number 6, we have thank you, once that condition is true. Does it matter if you enter yes in capitalization, yes with a capital Y, or yes in lowercase? Predict before you run the program and see what happens. We're going to move on to coding together after this. Here we have the main program, a pin entry system. The loop runs while the pin is wrong and the attempts are left. Each time the user enters a pin, attempts decreases. Eventually, one of the conditions becomes false and the loop stops. This is a real system used in cash machines and phones. If we have a look at line number 1, pin is assigned to the string 1, 2, 3, 4, and attempts is 3, which is an integer. Entered is blank currently because we have to initialize entered before we use it within the loop. Line number 6 is where iteration begins. While entered does not equal pin and attempts is greater than 0, and both of these have to be true before entered equals input enter pin and attempts equals attempts minus 1, go and run. We have selection beginning on line number 10. If entered equals pin, print access granted, else print card blocks. Why not try changing the pin and number of attempts as we code together and predict what will happen? Okay, let's code. Okay, let's have a look at the pin entry system, main program. So I have my pin, which equals 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not much of a pin. And I've got attempts, which equal 3 to start with. Entered equals double quotes because I've got to initialize this. And then on line number 6, I start my iteration. While entered does not equal pin and attempts greater than 0, and make sure you do the colon there. Entered equals input enter pin and the next line we take attempts equals attempts and take 1 or minus 1. Down to line number 10, we need to go back to the edge to start our selection statement. If entered equals pin, so it's checking that condition. If that is true, it's going to print out access granted. Else or otherwise, it's going to print out card blocked. Okay, let's run the program and see what happens. Let's enter the pin. Let's see what happens if we enter it incorrectly first. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, it prompts me to enter it again. 1, 2, 5, 6. Let's get it right this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Access granted. So entered equals pin is true. So I get access granted. And the while loop works. And once I enter the pin correctly, that seems to work as well. It'd be great if we could get the attempts to print out as well, but we don't need that because it'll prompt us to do that as well. Okay, so let's have another look. Let's see what happens if I get it correct first time. Access granted. Let's see what happens if I change the pin. 2, 4, 6, 7. And let's change attempts to 1 and see what happens. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to get it wrong, so I get my card blocked straight away. So if I attempt it once, get my card blocked straight away. Let's change this to to 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, card blocked, attempts is 3, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's enter it correctly to see if we can get it running. Access granted. Okay, if you've got the pin entry system working, we're going to move on and do some exam style questions in a minute. Okay, let's have a look at this exam style question on while loops. So on line number 1, we've got count equals 0. On line 3, our iteration starts. We've got while count is less than 3. Print count, count equals count plus 1. Explain what is printed. Try and explain why too. Come back to you in about 5 seconds. Okay, if you've entered this on Create with Code, you'll find that it prints out 0, 1, and then 2 because it prints out the count value. The loop runs while count is less than 3. Each loop increases count by 1 until the condition becomes false. Let's have a look and check your understanding of the main program. Okay, question number 1. What line does iteration begin on? Question number 2. Which line updates attempts? Question number 3. What data type is pin? Question number 4. When does the while loop condition What does the while loop condition check? Question number 5. Which line does selection begin on? Make sure you pause the video, get your answers together, and we'll go through them shortly. Okay, answers. What line does iteration begin on? It's line number 6, where the while loop starts. Any for or while loop is where iteration begins. Question number 2, which line updates attempts? It's line number 8. Attempts equals attempts, take away 1. What data type is pin? Well, it looks like a number, doesn't it? But we don't need to do anything with that number. We don't need to add it, subtract it. So we're not performing a mathematical operation on it, so it can be a string. And it is a string because it's got quotes around it. What does the while loop condition check? Well, it checks the pin and the attempt values. And then question number 5, which line does selection begin on? Selection begins on line number 10. Hopefully now you understand both main types of loops or iteration. For loops is fixed repetition or definite iteration, and while loops is condition controlled repetition or indefinite iteration. Next, we're going to combine loops with validation to check user input is done properly. Many thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the videos to keep them being made. Ta-da for now. Bye-bye.